On December 13, 2025, New York City buzzed with anticipation. The city's iconic skyline shimmered under the winter night as fans from across the country gathered, braving the cold for a chance to witness history. The streets outside the sports arena were alive with excitement, the air thick with hope and nerves, as the college football world turned its eyes to the Heisman Trophy ceremony. Inside, the atmosphere was electric. College football history was about to be made, and everyone could feel it. The tension was palpable, as fans and players alike waited for the announcement that would change everything for one university. For the first time ever, Indiana University had a Heisman Trophy winner, Fernando Mendoza. As he stood on stage, clutching the iconic bronze statue, the crowd erupted in applause. Mendoza's journey had captured the imagination of fans everywhere, and now he was forever etched in college football lore. Mendoza, a transfer from Cal, arrived in Bloomington with promise, but no one foresaw the transformation he'd spark. He was a talented quarterback, but Indiana was a program searching for its identity, often overlooked in the powerhouse Big Ten Conference. His leadership and play ignited belief in a program long overshadowed in the Big Ten. Mendoza's work ethic and determination inspired his teammates, and together, they began to believe that greatness was possible. The locker room became a place of hope, and the team rallied around their new leader. The Hoosiers' perfect season was validated, and Mendoza's win became a symbol of hope for every Indiana fan. The stadiums were packed, the cheers louder than ever, as the team delivered win after win. For the first time in decades, Indiana football was the talk of the nation. This wasn't just a personal triumph, it was a seismic shift for a school known for basketball, not football. The campus buzzed with pride, banners flew high, and students celebrated a new era. Indiana's identity was changing, and the entire community felt it. Mendoza's name joined the legends, bringing new prestige to Indiana. His story was now part of the Heisman's rich history, and his legacy would inspire generations of Hoosiers to come. He won in a landslide, earning 643 first-place votes. The margin was stunning, a testament to his dominance on the field and the respect he commanded across the nation. Mendoza finished with 2,262 points, the largest margin since 2021. Analysts and fans alike marveled at the scale of his victory, recognizing it as one of the most decisive in recent memory. The celebration echoed from New York to Bloomington, a lifetime of dreams realized. Fans poured into the streets, alumni called home, and the Hoosier community came together in a moment of pure joy. Mendoza's victory wasn't just about stats. It was about leadership, belief, and rewriting what was possible. He gave voice to the underdog, showing that with heart and unity, anything could be achieved. Indiana football had arrived, and the nation took notice. The story of Fernando Mendoza and the Hoosiers became a beacon for dreamers everywhere, proving that history can be rewritten and new legends can rise from unexpected places. To truly grasp Mendoza's Heisman moment, you have to look at the remarkable journey that led up to it. This wasn't just a season, it was a transformation, a story of belief, grit, and the rewriting of history for Indiana football. Mendoza led Indiana to a flawless 13-0 record, the first undefeated season in school history. Each victory added to the sense that something special was happening, as the Hoosiers shattered expectations week after week. Every Saturday, the Hoosiers took the field with a purpose, dominating opponents with a blend of explosive offense and relentless defense. The energy in the stadium was electric, with fans rallying behind a team that refused to back down. Their Hollywood-worthy run was capped by a dramatic Big Ten championship win, their first since 1967. The confetti rained down as players and coaches embraced, knowing they'd accomplished what many thought was impossible. Mendoza's stats were nothing short of jaw-dropping. He completed 71.5% of his passes, threw for 2,180 yards, and racked up 33 touchdowns to just 6 interceptions. But the numbers only tell part of the story. He wasn't just a pocket passer, he was a true dual threat. Mendoza added 240 rushing yards and 6 more scores on the ground, keeping defenses guessing and making him a nightmare to scheme against. Under his command, Indiana didn't just win, they dominated, earning the nation's top seed in the college football playoff. Analysts and fans alike were stunned by the Hoosiers' meteoric rise. For the first time ever, the Hoosiers weren't just hoping for a bowl game. They were legitimate national title contenders. The entire state rallied behind them, dreaming bigger than ever before. What truly set Mendoza apart was his poise in the biggest moments. When the pressure was highest, he stayed calm, made the right reads, and delivered clutch plays that inspired his teammates. He delivered the greatest season in Indiana football history, turning a perennial underdog into a powerhouse. The Hoosiers' story became one of the most talked-about narratives in college football. With every snap, Mendoza's legacy grew. He didn't just win games, he changed the culture, inspired a fan base, and left a mark that will be remembered for generations. On the field, Mendoza was more than just a quarterback. He was a true general, orchestrating every play with a calm, commanding presence that inspired confidence in everyone around him. Whether the game was on the line or it was the first snap, he never seemed rattled, always maintaining his composure and focus. Standing at an imposing 6'5" and weighing 225 pounds, Mendoza had the prototypical NFL build that scouts dream about. But what truly set him apart wasn't just his size or athleticism. It was his remarkable poise under pressure and his razor-sharp decision-making. He had an uncanny ability to slow the game down, see the entire field, and make the right call, even in the most chaotic moments. Mendoza's accuracy was nothing short of elite, completing over 71% of his passes. But these weren't just short, safe throws. He consistently threaded the needle, delivering pinpoint passes into tight windows, and making big plays when his team needed them most. His arm strength and touch allowed him to attack every level of the defense. He read defenses like a seasoned veteran, quickly diagnosing coverages and exploiting mismatches. Mendoza's football IQ was off the charts. He could anticipate blitzes, adjust protections, and elevate the play of everyone around him, turning average receivers into stars. NFL scouts saw shades of Phillip Rivers in his throwing motion and leadership, but Mendoza brought something extra: mobility. He could escape pressure, extend plays with his legs, and create opportunities on the run, making him a true dual-threat quarterback. In the Big Ten Championship, Mendoza delivered a flawless performance. He led his team on scoring drive after scoring drive, never flinching under the bright lights. His poise and execution ended a 58-year title drought for Indiana, cementing his legacy in school history. Mendoza wasn't just compiling impressive stats, he was a true winner. His leadership and relentless drive made everyone around him better, inspiring his teammates to believe they could achieve greatness together. Whether in the locker room or on the field, Mendoza's leadership and playmaking were the foundation of Indiana's historic run. He set the tone with his work ethic, his passion, and his unwavering belief in the team. He was the architect of their success, not just a passenger. Every play, every adjustment, every moment of brilliance started with Mendoza's vision and execution. His dominance on the field made him the consensus top quarterback prospect for the 2026 NFL Draft, a player with the talent, intelligence, and leadership to change the fortunes of any franchise. In a hyper-connected era, Mendoza made a bold choice. He deleted all social media before the season. No scrolling, no distractions, just focus. He let his brother and close friends handle his accounts, freeing his mind for football. The result? Unmatched composure and clarity on the field, week after week. Mendoza's blackout became a quiet example for teammates. Tune out the noise, tune into your goals. After the Heisman, he joked about the avalanche of messages waiting for him, a testament to the world he'd tuned out. His discipline was a key to his success. When Mendoza finally checked his phone post-Heisman, it was flooded with messages. But two stood out: texts from Kurt Warner and Tim Tebow, football royalty. On ESPN, Mendoza's excitement was palpable as he shared how surreal it was to hear from his heroes. These weren't generic congratulations. They were personal, heartfelt notes from legends who'd walked the same path. For Mendoza, it was validation and a dream realized, welcomed into an exclusive club. The messages symbolized a passing of the torch and the power of inspiration. Even in triumph, Mendoza's humility shone through. Those texts meant more than fame. They reflected real mentorship. Mendoza had trained with Kurt Warner, seeking advice on mechanics and mindset. Warner's guidance was hands-on, shaping Mendoza's journey long before the spotlight. Tebow, too, inspired Mendoza, not just as a player, but as a leader of character and faith. These relationships highlight a key lesson. Greatness is built with help from those who've been there. Mendoza's humility and drive to learn set him apart. The support from Warner and Tebow was more than celebrity praise, it was affirmation from mentors. Success, Mendoza knew, is never achieved alone. Winning the Heisman isn't just about a season, it's joining a brotherhood of legends. Mendoza's name now sits alongside Staubach, Dorsett, Sanders, and Woodson. The trophy represents a lifetime of work and a new responsibility, upholding the Heisman legacy. Former winners reached out, welcoming him and offering advice for the journey ahead. Mendoza now inspires the next generation, just as Tebow and Warner inspired him. He's not just Indiana's quarterback, he's a Heisman winner, forever part of college football's royal family. His story will be studied and emulated by young athletes everywhere. The Heisman Brotherhood is a legacy of greatness and support. The Heisman ceremony revealed two paths: grace in victory and frustration in defeat. Mendoza accepted the award with humility, crediting teammates and coaches. Runner-up Diego Pavia, despite a stellar season, lashed out on social media, venting his disappointment. Pavia's public outburst drew criticism, overshadowing his achievements. Mendoza's response was the opposite: gratitude, composure, and respect. The contrast was a lesson for all athletes. True character is revealed in how you handle both triumph and setback. Mendoza's journey was defined by focus and humility, setting a standard for others. Champions are measured not just by trophies, but by the grace they show along the way. Mendoza's Heisman journey is a blueprint for success, built on hard work, focus, and humility. His social media blackout and pursuit of mentorship were small choices with massive impact. He shattered ceilings for Indiana football, inspiring future generations. His story proves that with the right mindset and support, underdogs can rise to the top. Mendoza's legacy is more than stats. It's about character, perseverance, and lifting others. For anyone with a dream, his path is clear. Work hard, seek guidance, and stay humble. That's the Mendoza blueprint, a legacy that will endure.